This is a demonstration of the installation of the new Lockpick Air. We're in a 2014 Town & Country. Okay, to begin the installation, what we're going to do is remove this trim ring which is on the outside edge of the radio. That's going to expose the 4 screws behind it that are actually holding the radio in. We'll remove those screws to be able to reach the connector on the back side. I've already pulled the bezel free here. You can see on the back side just has some little spring clips that we're pulling it free from. They're on the edges here, on both sides, around the. So basically just do it with your fingertips, or you can use a small pry tool, screwdriver that's protected with some tape, something like that. You can just pull this free. And then in the corners you can see there's screws here that we're going to remove and then pull the radio free. Right, with the 4 screws out, you can just grab the radio and pull it free from the dash. On the back side of it, it'll expose the gray and white connectors here. These are the ones we're going to remove and plug into the corresponding ones of the Lockpick harness. Okay, we can go over the parts that are included in your Lockpick Air kit. This is for the Mygig application. You have your Lockpick module, and of course you have the Wi-Fi antenna here. That's for our streaming of smartphones, tablets, and stuff. We have standard RCA inputs here for audio and video. There's also an AV output. You can send this out to a second screen or to a headrest. It's all built into it. Of course, it's remote control. There's also multiple camera inputs in this. So we have left and right camera inputs and a front and rear camera input, and also an option for a second rear camera if you desire on your vehicle. Plug and play harness. It just plugs in line with the factory connectors. No wiring, no cut wires, anything like that. There's also additional connections in here for power and ground for your cameras. If you're adding cameras to your installation, you don't have to hunt down wires. It's already built into the harness, ready to go. Okay, this is the view of the Lockpick connectors already plugged in. We've already got the factory connectors plugged back into the female side of the Lockpick harness. And the other side of the Lockpick harness plugs right directly back into the radio. Now, if your radio didn't have both connectors plugged in, there's like an open hole, doesn't matter. Just make sure you plug in both of the Lockpick connectors to the back of the radio. The Lockpick Air module is compatible with all versions of the Mygig radio. If you're familiar with the Mygigs, they come in different speeds and different applications, different cars. The Lockpick Air is fully programmable for any of those. You just flip a switch on it, and it'll work with any of these radios. For this particular application, the Lockpick module will slide just above the tray where the radio goes in. There's a nice little slot back there, and you can push the module back into that location, and then just push the wires down and feed the radio back into the original spot there. Okay, after the Lockpick Air has been installed, you can turn the car on. The radio is going to operate just like it always had before. It's going to add a TV mode. If you didn't have it previously, the Lockpick Air will add a TV mode. This is an extra mode that you can select. When you select the TV mode, there'll be a set of menus or lists of presets that'll show up on the side, and these are all the functions of the Lockpick Air. There's also a separate menu structure. I'll demonstrate that in just a moment. This is the one that's built into the radio. You can use your steering wheel buttons also to go up and down and select these as well. So as we come on down here to the Lockpick Air, that's going to be our video function for our view video. It'll show the video from the streaming Wi-Fi. You also have an aux AV input, and then there's multiple menus here. You can view the different cameras that might be plugged into the Lockpick Air. You also can set them to turn on automatically, auto rear, auto front, auto turns. Those will be activated by the speed and also by the turn signals. There's a performance module built into this, so it basically can give you your time to 60 miles per hour. You can set that and time yourself. It'll also give you your speed in 10 seconds, how fast you can get to in 10 seconds. These are just for performance checks for your vehicle. It's all built into it. It's a neat little function. Also, you can send the video that's on the Lockpick module to a separate screen, so there's different selections you can make for what you want to send to the headrest output, we call it. You also have an override feature built into this, so it can expose the view video button on your radio. You can also add a VES mode if you don't already have one. This is just functions it's turning on in the radio. It will add a second rear camera if you want to and make that the default camera if that's what you're looking for. It'll also it's also selectable whether you have a nav radio in your car or you don't have a nav radio. All this say built into it. If you've already got a Sat TV tuner built into your car, some of the older ones did, it's still fully compatible and those channels are still available on it. Here I'm going to activate the second set of menus. Just push the menu button on the remote control. It'll bring up a second set of menus, and here we can select the same things that we had on the other screens. We can also use our steering wheel buttons as well to move up and down to these choices. Also, the interface now can be in 2 different languages, English or Spanish. And it's fully upgradable. It'll give you your software version, hardware version. You can use the USB cable to connect to this and download new software for it. All the different options we saw before are within this menu structure for setting different cameras, outputs. You can also, in different functions, you can have the TV mode on or off depending on how you want to display the video from this. But by default, it will add the TV menu to it. Okay, back on the TV mode, we can go ahead and look at it. There's a button here that's labeled View Video. This is generated by your radio. If you connect this button, touch it, it's going to show you whichever source you have selected. In this case here, we have the Lockpick Air mode was already previously selected, so that'll be the video that's showing on the screen. It'll also have sound according to that source. As I boot it up here, we're in the Miracast mode. Miracast is compatible with the Android phone systems. I have a Samsung phone. I'll go ahead and marry that and we'll mirror it to the screen and show you how that works. Okay, my Samsung phone, I've turned on the mirroring function, so it's going to connect to the Lockpick module. When it connects, it will bring the screen from the phone up to the radio, as we see here. Once it's connected, whatever's on my phone will show up on the front screen. It'll also have the audio with it that's associated. From there, you can see, the internet will show up on it, and you can just feed that through, like so. And of course, you have sound, so if you wanted to play movies through it, I can go ahead and select a movie. We'll have the Lego Movie. It'll play through, of course, with sound. Again, with this, anything you have on your phone will then show up on the screen. It just mirrors it seamlessly through there. I'm going to go ahead and connect the iPhone to it. I'll show you how that operates through it. It's basically the same system, except we're going to use a different mode of the AirPlay to connect to the Lockpick. Using the remote control or the mode switch in the back of your steering wheel here, you can touch it, and basically what that'll do is cause the Lockpick to reboot into a different AirPlay mode. There's 3 different AirPlay modes it can do. It can do WIDI, which is basically an Intel type of AirPlay. That's this one here. Does the Miracast, which we just showed you, which was the Android operating system, that type. And it'll also do the DLNA. This is the one I'm showing you here. This is the one that's compatible with the Apple iOS system. Okay, so now I have the iPhone just streaming wirelessly through to the Lockpick Air module. Basically, it's just going to reproduce whatever's on the screen of the phone will then show up on the screen of the radio. And again, you can have all different types of features built into this. The internet will come through on it. You can have maps. The maps, of course, will come through. You can see any maps on your screen. And again, if you don't have a navigation radio, this is kind of a nice way to be able to get a map on this, and the sound coming through your phone, or you can actually have it through the sound system in the car if you'd like. Works with the Apple systems, Android systems, all built in, just plug and play, wireless communication through all these devices. There's also connections, of course, on the Lockpick module for wiring directly with the standard RCA AV inputs, and then of course the multiple camera inputs all built into it as well. You can use the steering wheel controls, you can use the included remote control, or again on the Mygig radio, you can even use the touch screen to touch the screen, enable the video, select the different functions directly from there. All built in, plug and play, really nice system.